Oh, we live. Hey, y'all. Hey. Hey.
Oh, we live? Okay.
What's going on? Off the script with Sasha and Nicole. We are back. Feels like forever. Sasha is not here today. She is on vacation in Florida, getting her relax on, and I ain't even mad at her. She been working hard, y'all. She just became Dr. Sasha. She just crossed over in her sorority. She also had a Sweet 16 for her son. That was really, really, really dope. I had fun. I was out there dancing with them children, okay? I think I had more fun than her sons had, okay? But we got some special co-hosts here. We got Royce Morgan on today.
Hey,
You gotta turn your thing down.
Oh, my
Turn
goodness.
your volume down.
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute. Like I said, we running it back already?
We got Royce Morgan. Y'all know who Royce is. Royce is family here.
Always wonderful to be my Power 108.9 family. Yes, hello.
And we got my brother Houston. Crazy man, Perry.
Oh, come on now.
Here today. So we gonna jump in it, y'all. We gonna have a good show on today. So we was talking about some stuff off the script, which was off the cameras, and we had a good little conversation. But we was just talking about some things that are going on in the world today, and tragedy is everywhere. And I believe sometimes you have to make. I find humor in everything, for me. If I can find humor in watching my mom take her last breath, and it was by no means funny, but that's how I cope. That's how I cope. But to lighten the moment so I won't have a heavy burden on me at that time. But we was talking about this adventure with the submarine, and how a lot of people are on social media like, well, this is not funny, people are dying. Yes, we understand that. Yes, we know that. So kind of give me y'all take on it, because I know how I feel about the whole situation. For me, I just don't feel like they should have went down now. Okay,
right.
Especially with no Nintendo remote control joystick guiding this whole
I know, like
this
we on
whole
some,
machine.
like we on Super Mario or something.
Well,
an adventure.
I mean, the moral of the story is don't get in the submarine that looks like somebody ordered it from Wish. You know what I mean? Don't do it.
It does look good. It does. So give me the concept behind as to why they decided. Because here's the thing: rich folk think they can do everything.
I don't know why they decided, because like my mind doesn't automatically go there. Like I wouldn't have put that submarine in the kiddie pool, much less like let's go see the Titanic in this that somebody built in their backyard. You know what I mean? So I don't get why people do a lot of things they do. I don't get why people like jump off mountains and go swimming with the sharks and like, no, I don't. So I have no concept as far as why that would make sense to go see the Titanic when a lot of the wreckage of the Titanic is already in museums and stuff. So
What I get,
don't know.
Right.
why are they so fascinated with finding out what happened with the Titanic? I understand. I understand wanting to know, but I think as humans, sometimes we just don't need to know everything. It happened. Let's move forward. Now we have 5 families mourning.
Exactly. Shoot, I'm still traumatized by the iceberg. So what made you want to go?
Right. And have y'all seen the actual video of the tour that they gave?
I did not see that.
Seriously, Royce, the joystick looks just like a game controller.
Yeah, it
looks like they bought it from Best Buy.
Yeah, looks like an Xbox controller.
I kid you not.
Oh.
Like,
Now, when I heard it was a Nintendo joystick, I'm like, what? I said, are we in virtual reality or something? What's going on?
it's weird. I posted something, because the little meme that's going around, and we was talking about people taking stuff on social media too far. Is it too soon? So they had this lady on like this little floating moped, and I'm like, for one, a black woman, we gonna find what we gonna find. Okay. So I posted that, I'm gonna find my man. He at the bottom of the seat.
I saw you post that.
I'm gonna get on there.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna find mine. You hear
And
me?
you need to. He's a good dude. He's a good dude.
Yes, absolutely.
Y'all so sweet. I'm gonna find mine. But then I saw some people being very hypocritical.
Look at her. She glowing now just thinking about him. I'm sorry. Carry on, Nikki. Just carry on.
We gonna touch on him in a little while.
Yeah.
But I saw some people being really hypocritical, like, oh, y'all posting about this, but then they doing the same thing. I wasn't trying to make fun of the tragedy. I'm just letting you know, if my man was down there, I don't care if he was in, listen, if he was in 3 feet, I'm going to go get him if he can't swim.
As
you hear
should.
me? Even though I can't swim.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But ain't no way I'm about to go get it. I'm about to tell my husband or my boyfriend that I love. I'm not going to encourage them. I'm going to encourage them to live their dreams. When you're doing silly stuff like this, getting into a submarine that does not have the ability to travel far or whatever you was trying to do, I just think it's just nonsense to me. I'm sorry, but R.I.P. to the gentleman that
I mean, it's tragic, but at the same time, it's just like people with means, because these are fluent people. They have money. They're used to being able to go do whatever they want, whenever they want, and it's just like, when is it enough?
Right.
Why can't you just like sit down and relax, go on a normal trip?
right.
No, you have to go to the Serengeti plain and try to rub a lion, or run with the lion pride. And then when the lions eat you, and then everybody's like, oh my God, they got ate by lions. It's so sad. No, leave lions alone. The lions are being lions.
Exactly. The lions, they were in their, like I said, natural environment, and you decide to disrupt it, so they chunk you.
Exactly.
But,
Right.
And the ocean
Right.
was being the ocean in your homemade submarine that looked like they made it out of a septic tank. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And
So it's tragic, but also like, why put yourself in that type of situation where they clearly had the money to get a real submarine? Like,
Right.
there's submarines that, sail through the oceans year round that house hundreds of people, that everything works and everything's great, and it's been going on for decades. So your homemade submarine, it's almost like, they set themselves up for tragedy. You know
Wasn't
what I'm
it like they paid $250,000 a piece to actually get? So I gotta pay this money to die.
Listen, I need to be able to tap into like people who will just pay $250,000 to do stuff. I got a whole bunch of stuff people can do. Like,
exactly.
There's a creek that runs beside my house, and there's like a little tunnel they can run through. It's about 20 yards long. Hey, y'all can run through that tunnel for like $50,000. I think it's like some snapping turtles or something down there you can hop over.
exactly. I mean, because you got $250K to just throw at whatever. You just have disposable income to do just whatever. And my thing, like, of course, you don't make light of people losing their lives. It's sad, but it's what's the effery of it all that just makes you. That's what takes you to the whole. Okay, well, what made you decide you wanted to just do this adventure and with this Nintendo joystick where your battery probably died?
Yeah.
Right.
And he's like, what the heck?
Yeah, it's
That's
like,
what makes you think that you're not making light of it, but people like to flip flop like pancakes about whatever.
Yeah.
So I guess when it's a moment for them to be mad or jump on what you're doing,
Right.
but they do other things, then they want someone to understand. But then, so you're making light of this. Well, you've done things too, but I guess this is your moment to shine. Go ahead, Flapjack.
well, I mean, some things just don't make sense.
Right.
For my brain, it doesn't make sense.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And,
it doesn't make sense.
and of course, like I said, thinking, the logical side of the human brain, of course, you're going to go into that. Okay, well, what would make you do that?
It's a tragic loss of life. Of course, it's a tragedy. But I know somewhere along the line, there was someone somewhere who said, don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that.
Exactly.
No, it's totally fine. Hey, don't do that.
And just imagine you had to sign that waiver. Okay, like I said, well, you're risking your life.
Yeah.
You're putting your life on the line to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that should have sent off a red flag right there. The waiver. You know what
Exactly.
I mean?
Once you sign that waiver, like I said, it's whatever. You've pretty much said, okay, whatever. I'm like I said, I want all the smoke.
I wonder what their life insurance policy was looking like and what they're saying with their insurance companies. With that would be something to kind of research on.
I don't know, but I'm gonna try to put together something where I'm only gonna charge people $50,000 a pop. Just to,
Hey.
I'm gonna use that creek beside my house. I know it can make me money.
Look, $50,000 a pop.
I said
can
$50K
take
a pop for the creek shoot.
I can take you to have a stock in Houston, Texas.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
you can walk through the hood and see all kind of stuff.
Listen,
And
just
don't
get me started on Houston, Texas, okay? just had them walk
Real
through the
trio.
woods at around 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock at night. Oh, that's a pack of wild hogs. You'll be all right now.
Oh, my
Go
God.
pet them.
Exactly.
Go pet them. You'll be all right.
Let's go to Third
It's an
Ward.
adventure.
Listen, okay, that is the hood. I grew up in it. Third Ward, Texas. Shout out to Third Ward, Texas.
H-Town.
Hey, what you know about Houston though? Houston.
Oh, some of the best food in the world.
We do.
And Houston girls, man, whew, y'all special.
Michael McFadden, what you
have a special place in my heart, and not just because my name is Houston. And that's all I can say because we're on the air and there's a child present off camera, and we're gonna leave it at that. But Houston girls, I love y'all. Y'all special.
Houston loves Houston.
Houston loves Houston.
Houston loves Houston. And you call Houston, be like, where you at? I'm in Houston.
In Houston. And really? You did a couple times, and that's where I was.
Speaking of Houston,
yes,
we were talking about friends with. Are you friends with your ex?
I'm friends with some of my exes.
Okay.
Yeah, some of my exes.
You are.
Some of my exes, I wish they were on the submarine. But.
That's so wrong.
Some of
tied in.
Y'all can't see my little boys off camera. He just shot me a look.
Right.
He was like, Dad, that was a good one and a bad one at the same time. But yeah, some of my exes I'm friends with. It was a relationship that we had, and certain things might have happened, and we might have just kind of sat down and agreed that it's best that we be friends because the friendship was more important. You know what I mean? So, and there's a bond there. And so a few of my exes, yeah, I am friends with, and they, I check in with them. They check in with me, birthdays, holidays, whenever they come to town, we hang out. It's nothing physical going on, but they're just good people, and, some folks come into your life and it's just for a season.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they leave on a good note,
Yeah.
So. Yeah, for a few exes, I do have that relationship and very grateful for them. Yeah.
That's what's up. What about you, Royce? Royce is popular, y'all. Y'all better follow Royce Morgan. Everybody loves Royce. Royce is like the celebrity.
Oh, thank you. But as for me, sometimes I didn't really think about that when we spoke on this. I'm like, you know what? I forget their whole relationship happened. So that's maybe why we're friends now, or we can be friends. But as far as within the past 10 years, I'd say, like my man Houston said, just people come to your life for a season. And when you mature to understand, you really don't have to hold on to what went wrong and what was. And I feel like I'm cordial with my exes. And I mean, there are some that we're friends because that was almost 20 years ago. So yeah, like I said, we can get that happen. I don't even know what happened or what went down then. Like I said, I'm blank now. Like I said, so much has happened, so much has been in the system. I don't know. But as far as, you kind of, I always feel like everything has its moment. Like I said, maybe, if you're meant to be friends, that's good. But cordial, like happy birthday, something happens in my life, that whole I'm proud of you text, thank you very much, or I see something, we're there. But I say, so, it's just smooth sailing, I'll say.
That's what's up. What make you cordial with them though? Is it their personality? Is it the way that the relationship ended? Like, how would you consider yourself cordial with that particular person, or still friends with them?
It's a culmination of things. I think it's how you all related to each other, how the relationship went, how the friendship was, and just the chemistry, the kind of people they are, the kind of person you are. All those things come into play. So if it's someone that you genuinely like, you genuinely care about, you genuinely want to see them win, and it ended on a good note, I don't think that feeling of wanting them to be successful, wanting them to win, caring about them ever goes anywhere.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because they never did anything to take away from that or damage that bond.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely does.
And I think I always go back to, where something had to happen. I had to really like you and love you at some point in my life. There was something about you that made us get to that point. And once you get to the other side of dealing with your feelings about the situation and, why it didn't pan out or why you didn't make forever, you can kind of go back to that root of, as my man Houston said, the friendship and, how we grew from that. And really the basics of what made us go there, what made us fall for each other, and what made me want the best for you, what made me feel like we could have been in this space.
Right.
Like I said, just go back to that, and not to mention, like, see, you've healed yourself. You get to the other side of things. That's, like I said, the other side of anger, and really, you've done the work on yourself, because really, it always goes back to you. You do the work on yourself. You can really have that love again for even though it may be a different form, but you know, you can really be in that space to just really wish the best and mean it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like I had a situation with a girl that I dated. She and we were dating a couple months. Fantastic woman to this day. And this is when my band was signed. We were about to go on tour. She and I had been dating a couple months. And right before I went on tour, you know, we had a conversation and she was like, listen, I don't think I'm at a place that I can handle you going out on tour. Mm-hmm. You know, we just started dating. Things are just started getting good. I have my own ideas about what happens on the road, what happens touring. And I don't want to put my mess on you because I know you have a job to do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I don't want you worrying about if I'm upset about this or if I'm upset about that. And I don't want to be upset about anything knowing that you're out on the road doing your job. So I think it's best that we end the situation we're in now on a good note, so you can go handle what you got to handle. And I was like, I thought it sucked.
Right.
But at the same time, I really had to appreciate it because she was so honest. And we remain friends to this day, you know.
But do you think that was a sense of her insecurity?
I think it was, you know, it definitely could have been possible insecurities. It definitely could have been how she viewed the road and groupies and all this other stuff. And then also, like, you know, the road is a hard place. And this is what she said. Mm-hmm. I don't want you having to worry about me if I'm calling you and you don't answer the phone and you're wondering if I'm going to be upset. I don't want to have to be worried about what you're doing. But I'm still here. We're still friends.
Now that's healthy.
Yeah. 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 I mean, she was, you know, she was always said she was way ahead of her time. You know, I always called her an old lady, even though she was about 10 years younger than me. But, yeah, she was just, and still to this day, one of the most solid people I know. So,
you got something about your emotional maturity, like even though it may suck at a time, but you can appreciate it down in the long run. It's like, okay, I'm glad that happened that way, and y'all can have that.
Yeah, because because of that and the way it happened, I still have a great person in my life, as opposed to some people who just was like, you cut them off, and like you said, you try to remember. Like I remember at some point in time, there was somebody somewhere who did something. You know what? It don't matter. Never mind. You know what I mean? So
exactly. And sometimes be that way too, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah, it's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother show in and of itself.
Absolutely.
Wow. So do you think it's important to date people in the industry that you're in? What
no.
you think, Royce?
Ooh, been there.
Right, because I don't think some people understand it at some some points. Like me, being an actress, a lot of people think I date actors, and I've dated entertainers. You know what I'm saying? But do you recommend dating someone in your field because they understand, the level of what we deal with? Because we're all in entertainment,
right?
We're all three of us are in entertainment. So, do you think dating someone in that field is more beneficial as opposed to dating someone? And I'm gonna tell you why I said that. I was looking at a whole clip of Paula Jai, the mom from the Proud Family. She was on.
You ain't got a lie, Craig.
Yes. Yeah. So she was talking about in this clip that she's married to her husband and they've had kids, a child, and how she feels she was blackballed because she didn't marry someone in the industry. Mm-hmm. And she kind of felt like that was kind of like a deterrence as to why her career kind of feathered out and whatnot. So do you feel like you should date in your arena, or
I don't feel like you should. Okay, so my son, Bud, his mom was in the industry when I was in the industry. So of course she understood me being on the road. She understood coming to industry parties with me. She understood that whole side of it, which was cool. Mm-hmm. But you also want the disconnect.
Right.
So when I'm in the studio recording, don't call me asking about, what's the engineer doing? What kind of mics you using? What kind of board are you recording on? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Who you going to take it to be mastered with? You know what I mean? Because even though you're dating this person in the industry, you still want that disconnect to be able to leave whatever industry stuff you've dealt with for the day and just go be with that person and be yourself. You still don't want to have conversations about whatever you did in your job, in your industry that day. It's like, I want to go home and I just want to be Houston, and I want to sit around and binge watch TV and, eat potato chips.
And not think about that just for a moment. Just for a moment.
You know what I mean? So, and with my first group, way back in the day, my mother was the manager of the group.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. And so what I figured out was...
That I did not know.
There were times that I just wanted my mother. But instead I had my manager. You know what I mean? And that was a big strain on our relationship, because there are times you just need your mom to pat you on the head and tell you it's going to be all right, but your mom is telling you got to be up at 6 o'clock because you got a photo shoot. Then you guys got to go down and talk to the publicist, and then we got to do, we're going to try on some clothes, we're going to do this and make sure that you're here because you got a gig at this point. You're like, hey mom, can I get a hug? You know what I mean? So for me, if they understand about the industry, that's great. If they have a little bit of knowledge of it, that's great. But when I'm not on stage, I like to completely disconnect. And so, people are like, oh, you're a musician, you do this, you do that. Like, I'm basketball dad. You know what I mean? I'm the dude in the bleachers on Saturday morning cheering for my kid, or I'm running around with my 2 sons, or I'm hanging out with my daughter and my grandbaby. Like, as a musician, I don't go around stage diving off of stuff 24/7 or just like raging out. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, that's the job. I did my job. I'm clocked out, and now I'm not doing that.
Exactly. That's my normalcy right now.
Right. And Royce, you are very much known in the industry. He's really known. Oh my God. Like I say, he's always with some celebrity. How do you feel about dating in the industry? Have you dated in the industry?
I have dated in the industry. Yes, I have. And like we talked about earlier. Sometimes you just kind of course, I'm a person. I understand your life. I understand what you do. And at the same time, I want to be a source of peace when you come to me. Yeah. The same way I want, you to be a source of peace to me. But then, of course, I'm a person at the same time, like I said, I'm very known because, of course, I'm very out there as far as social media. Right. That's pretty much, like I said, where I'm known, and you're going to get this and the other. So I don't want you screenshotting things and sending them to me and ask me who is this and like I said, what's that? And sending me something. I said, I have that life there. I want, when I'm with you, like I said, I want to disconnect from all that. Don't be sending me this, that, and the other, or so-and-so, or this person. This person over here knows you. I don't know how they even know you. Oh my gosh, you haven't been here. I'm like, I don't look at anyone. I said, please don't bring that my way. Yeah. I don't want to do that right now. Yeah. The thing is, like I said, when we're away from that, same way when you're away from your job, I said, when you're offset or you're not in studio, I'm not asking you about what's going on or how's the songwriting process going, or I said, what producer are you working with? Oh, who's directing this? Have you learned your lines? Yeah. Think about that. You worked very hard in your craft, and I understand and respect that. Same way with me. I built, like I said, my following, my life. I built that organically. Right. And of course, it's a part of my life because pretty much what I do is in real time. It's reality. At the same time, I have over 100,000 people every day at me, so I don't need you in my personal time, in my personal space, bringing that to me. Right. But if we get to a point where we can be away from that, you understand, we have an understanding of that, but don't bring that to me. I'm not bringing that to you. Right. And we really connect and just see each other beyond all that. You know what, industry, I think it's a wonderful thing because it's very unorthodox. Right. And sometimes, your average person pretty much probably couldn't handle that. And, it would drive them crazy. But someone within that who understands your grind and what you do, because they do it also. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing if it works out. But if you're someone who brings that my way, or you're someone who just loves attention, which is way too much. Because oh my gosh, I've had, like I said, I've dated who wants to be on the shade room so bad and do things just to be in blogs. I'm like, really?
Yeah, it's annoying. I dated a gentleman who was pretty dope, at the time. He's still dope. I have no issue with this man. But I remember him coming to me saying, and he's a singer, I remember him coming to me saying, hey, I'm going, take some acting courses so we can have, some things in common. No, do you. Right. Don't do me.
Right. Exactly. You have your craft. I have mine.
I have mine. But dating in the industry, even still, you still get, the same thing if you're dating somebody outside of the industry. What are you doing? Did this person try to do this? Did this person try to talk? Who tried to do this? Right. And you still get that say. It depends on the person. It depends on if they're secure in themselves.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And in their relationship. So, but no, you ain't gotta know, as long as I know who I am and I'm representing you and myself when I leave my house or leave your house or wherever, then all is well. But I'm dating outside the industry.
Well, I mean, it's super attractive being with someone who has their own life, their own interest.
Yeah.
And then also inside the industry too, a lot of people are like, well, I'm popping at this level, this person's popping at that level. We get together, it'll be that much more notoriety and that many more people talking about it. So that's another thing you never know.
I get that, but then sometimes that's not so, because sometimes I've been in a relationship to where it's like it's a competition thing.
Yeah. That goes down too.
Hell?
That goes down too.
Like, come on. Yeah. Like, we build each other up. Mm-hmm. We can be powerful together in our own right.
Yeah. Right.
I don't need to tear you down. You don't need to tear me down. We don't need to dim
We're
each
a
other
team.
light.
It's not a competition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, I've been through that scenario too, dating a lovely young lady, but what I was doing musically got more attention than what she was doing musically, and she came to resent me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sweetheart, like that's got nothing to do with me.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm just out here doing what I got to do for my band and what we're doing.
Right.
So.
Because you have to be, even in the industry, you have to be secure in yourself. Because like I said, this industry has its ebbs and flows. So if things are going good for me and they're a little, stagnant for you at the moment, it has to be fine also, and vice versa. If things aren't really popping for me, I have to be, that's my time to really build you up.
Yeah.
Right.
And know that, and just know my time gonna come.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Some people don't live. I had a guy I dated. He's awesome actor. He, got his master's degree in theater and, graduated and did a whole bunch of things. And he's doing some great things. And some of the levels and projects that I've worked on, he didn't agree with because he felt like I didn't have a degree in this particular field and I shouldn't be here, and that caused a lot of resentment in our relationship.
Right.
And I mean, I don't really speak to the guy. I don't have an issue with him, but I'm like, you can't tell me how to get to where I am, because what God has for me is for me.
Absolutely.
He put my name in rooms that I never thought my name would be in, but
exactly.
You can't
this
stop
my
what God has for me. It's how I look at it.
And some people are naturally gifted.
Yeah.
I don't have any musical training. You know what I mean?
Really?
No.
What?
No. I played trumpet for a couple years. Does that count? In elementary school?
Well, come on then, Gabriel.
Well, I said, come on in. This is God given. This is God-given gift.
Yeah. So it's just like playing trumpet in elementary school and middle school don't teach you how to stage dive. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, right. But some people are just naturally gifted. Like you have people who are naturally gifted athletes. You have people who work very hard at what they do.
Yeah.
Right.
So, the whole thing of, I went to Juilliard and I can go and it's like, yeah, dude, but nobody's going to remember but if I go boom, 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 don't, he got to start singing Brick House. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just like music, it's a natural gift, and it's about writing good parts. I know people who can play drums amazing, play every instrument amazing, but it's the most annoying thing in the world.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I just want to hear doom 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 instead of it gets on my nerves.
Exactly. I say, how are you affecting someone's soul?
Right.
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 Like I said, with your gift. That's the thing. Like, so you can have you can be studied, and you can have your master's, and you went to Juilliard, and you went to Harvard. That's wonderful. But with that, and like I said, all your education, like I said, how are you making people feel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I ain't did none of it. But guess what? If I learn how to dance, because right now I dance like Mary J. I'm Mary J. Blige's little sister. I ain't got none. I ain't got none. If I learn how to dance, because I can sing.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And I have the recordings to prove it. Nicole Crump is all over this new Heavy Mojo album, y'all. Okay? There it is. There it is. So that's another reason for y'all to buy this new Heavy Mojo album, so y'all can hear Nicole Crump sing. Because Nicole Crump take it to church and everything she do.
You silly.
You gotta tell her, Nicole, this ain't church. I need you to not be in church in this song. She ignores me and she takes it to church anyway. So, yeah.
All right, y'all. We're going to take a quick break off the script. We'll be right back. All right, y'all. We are back off the script with Sasha and Nicole. Sasha, we miss you too, bro.
Yes, ma'am.
She watching. She done commented.
And congratulations on all the accolades and success.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Dr. Johnson.
Dr. Johnson. We had Mama Tracy on here for Mother's Day.
Oh, my goodness.
Y'all, we had a blast. She say, doctor. She brag about your baby, Mama Tracy.
Brag about you.
Brag about her. Speaking about mothers, it was just recently Father's Day, and of course we didn't have a Father's Day show. And Roy's like, no, you're not a father.
No,
you're not a father, but I know Houston is. But I do know that your father meant a lot to you.
Yes.
So how are you progressing with everything going on? Because he just recently passed about a couple years ago.
Yes. 92 weeks ago.
Yeah. So you good on that? You okay? How is...
everything. I always tell people, even I've had to tell people in times, just really be patient with yourself and no matter what you're going through. So I've had to listen to my own words lately. Yeah. Because, Father's Day is definitely, I sit down, that first one was hard. I say, oh gosh, I had a whole breakdown at the gravesite. Yeah. But this year, I was by myself, but at the same time, I just kind of stayed busy. Yeah. Even though it's on my mind every day, but I stayed busy and just really got away from social media. I made sure, I don't want to, mess anyone else's Father's Day up. So I told all my good friends Happy Father's Day and made sure I got that out there because, even though you're going through your thing, you don't want to, you don't want everyone to just, anyone to say a great father or is a great father, just really, put that love out there.
Right.
But at the same time with me, I always have to, honor my own feelings. So I'm learning that, it's okay to just disconnect and come back and do what you do for the world.
For sure. That's what's up. Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
And you gave a beautiful tribute to your father on Father's Day. I did see that, and that was really, really sweet. So a lot of us sometimes are not blessed to have fathers like your father was to you, and like Houston is to his children, and his fathers were to him.
Absolutely.
But it's definitely appreciated. Houston, how did you enjoy your Father's Day?
My Father's Day was good. My kids almost let me do what I wanted to do.
Almost. Yeah. What was that?
Well, they show up and they have their own plans, and they go, "Well, Dad, what do you want to do?" I'm like, "Nothing. I just want to stare at the wall." And they're like, "Yeah, that's not going to happen." So they come by and they took me to my favorite restaurant and all that good stuff. And so for half the day I got to do what I wanted to do, which was cool.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's, with my father passing in 2014, my stepdad passing in 2020, it's not something you ever get over. You know what I mean? But each passing day, you learn to deal with the hurt a little bit more. And then you realize what they put into you and the expectations they have of you. And I know my dad and my stepdad would be like, "Man, don't be around here like moping for me," because then that means all the work and everything I put into you was for nothing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I need you to carry on and, like Roy said, put that good energy out into the world that I put into you. Be that example. You know what I mean? Right. So, but I miss him every day, and there are days that I pick up the phone and still like, "Oh, let me call my dad. Let me call my stepdad." And I'm like, "Oh, that's right."
Yeah.
But,
reality hits you.
Yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? And, but, I see them in my children. I see them in myself. You know what I mean? And, you just appreciate the time you had because, a lot of people didn't get to grow up with fathers or just great men pouring into their lives. So I'm appreciative. I had a great dad. I had a great stepdad who, he and my mom had a great relationship. I had, great role models in these men.
Right. And taking in the blessing that was in your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I can't do anything other than, hey, it was a win.
Right.
I said it was a win. Let me, I said, what you put in me, let me put that out into the world, and I said into my children, and just really just be that.
Yeah.
The example you showed me.
Yeah. Plus, I think my dad's spirit jumped into my youngest son because he acts just like him. So it's kind of like he's there every day. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I know I did something this year that I haven't done. I actually posted about my father. I didn't grow up with my father. I don't really know my father like that. But I am familiar with his family. I've met him like maybe twice. But I haven't had that relationship with him. Maybe talked to him on the phone maybe 4 or 5 times in my lifetime. I'm 40 years old. But I met him when I was about 25. But I did post and, give him a tribute. And crazy thing is somebody said to me, how would your mom perceive your relationship with your father? My mom always encouraged me to, when I did find him, to reach out to him to kind of build that bond. I think it goes both ways, you know. But I did give him a tribute on Facebook, but
his ugly ass.
Basically. But I look like him. I favor him a lot. I favor my mom, but I favor my dad a lot. But I just want to build, I guess, on, I don't know how long he has, I don't know how long I have. I can leave here before he do, But fathers are important. Fathers are needed. Fathers are a necessity to life. That goes to, hey, Mike, happy Father's Day, too. to Michael McFadden. Who is that? Well, he got it on the screen.
On the screen.
Oh, my God.
You are his daughter.
Yeah, my mom used to always say,
you are the father.
Looking like your daddy. I'm like, okay, because listen, when I take this wig and these lashes off, twinning. You hear me?
Hey.
Twinning.
Hey.
But yeah, that was sweet, Mike. Thank you for putting that up there. That was cool.
Awesome.
We talking about fathers, right?
Yes.
Hey, did y'all see the message from Bishop Jakes? Y'all ain't see the message.
Oh, what message?
Oh man, so he going, he already viral, but he trending right now. So his Father's Day sermon was telling basically women, you cannot tell a father how to father. He said you can no more tell a father how to father than I can tell you how to birth a baby. So some women are upset about that, but I'm gonna have to say I agree
110
I agree with him.
Yeah,
I cannot tell you how to father. You cannot tell a father how to father his kids, especially when he know what he's doing. And by no means are you a father. I don't care if you are a single mom. You're not a father. You are a single mom.
Right.
But I do agree with that. Just like, again, you can't tell me how to birth a baby. I'm pushed out too. You can't tell me what the pain feels like. You can't tell me what it feels like after. You can't tell me what I go through in that procedure. So I feel him on that. But he trending right now. So when y'all get out of here, y'all might want to.
Oh yeah, I'm about to look at that and see what's going on.
He went in, and it was needed. You can hear the congregation kind of oohing and ahhing.
Exactly.
But I think he spoke real. I ain't gonna say I'm a fan. I'm not a fan. I don't follow him either way. But on that note, it was.
I think some things are just kind of like, it takes male and female energy. It takes the mother and the father for kids. And even if it's not a father there, having positive male figures in and around the child in their lives. But, a lot of people with the whole thing of, independent women and I don't need a man and I don't, and being mad at the father and, not allowing the children around the father because the mother is mad, which does a disservice to the kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
And, weaponizing the children against fathers with the court system and all that. And it's a lot of dads out there because they get railroaded in the court system. They just choose like, hey kid, I love you, but I'm gonna have to look you up when you're 18 because I can't deal with this. And it's to the point that going through the court system and child support and everything else, I'm broke to the point that I can't even show up and be an asset in your life because your mother is angry at me that it didn't work out between us.
Right.
Which only does a disservice to the child. And and that's not to say that they're not deadbeat dads, but hey, it's deadbeat dads, it's deadbeat moms, it's deadbeat parents.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
With your deadbeat ass.
Yeah. And I just wish that, in a perfect world, even if a relationship doesn't work out, people would focus on what's important, and that's making sure the kids are okay.
Right.
But
their primary focus is the child. Exactly.
Right. But unfortunately, we don't live in a perfect world. And
exactly.
So many people got agendas.
Exactly. Your feelings about a situation take over and just pretty much disrupts the whole situation.
Yeah.
And sometimes, being in situations and in marriages and relationships, sometimes it's better to part.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes.
Because again, you have additional people and bonus people that can come into a child's life and make a world of a difference, just like you can as the biological parent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Because I always think about that. Like, so do you want your child to really think that living this life is the example they should have for their life?
Listen, and so my daughters are grown. They 20, 21. And I will tell you, I wanted to stick out my marriage because I didn't want my children to grow without their father in the home. You know what I'm saying? But they saw so much. They didn't see, no physical abuse because we don't play that.
Oh, no.
We don't play that.
Well,
but
we all know who win that fight.
We all
we don't play
I'm
that.
just saying.
FAFO.
I mean, whoo.
But it's like they grew up and they realize things that you think kids don't see and realize.
Right.
You think, okay, but they just no, they understand. These kids now, they
They're
understand
advanced.
a whole lot. They can have a whole
Absolutely.
intellectual conversation with you, and you like, what in the world? Where you get that from? How you learn that word?
Right.
But it's just sometimes I think it's just best to. I don't think women should weaponize their children towards men.
Yeah.
That is ridiculously crazy.
Yeah.
Because when my ex-husband and I split, you coming to see these kids. You coming to get them. It's your week.
Right.
Come on, pick them up.
Come on,
I got their
co-parent.
bags ready. Well, you can't get them. Your mama coming. Okay. All right. Well, at least somebody on that side coming to get them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're gonna see them. You're gonna be in their life.
Right.
That's something my mother and father never did. Like, they never did the whole court thing and anything. It was always, okay, we're not together. And my mom's like, well, you got them for the summer. When you gonna be here? Well, you got them for Christmas. When you gonna be here? You know? And my parents were so young when they got together. I don't think they could be together just because they were so much alike and they were so young. So they really finished growing up together, and they were always best friends. But it was always just the point of, oh, okay, no, you're gonna be with your dad. Okay, you're gonna be with your mom. If even when my mother remarried, if me and my sister got out of pocket, my mother would call my dad like, hey, you better get down here. You're about to lose one of them. You better get down here. And my dad was like, just don't kill anyone until I get there. And then he'd drive from Pennsylvania and be like, why you make your mother mad? Don't do that, okay? Don't make your mother kill you.
Because Guy will go upside your head.
Guy will go upside your head, then come back down the other side, and come back up with a hand like that. You don't even know what happened to you. You know what I'm saying? It's not a game, But they always had a good relationship. And I remember being young, and if me and my sister would be mad at my father, and my mother would be like, well, if you mad, you best to get glad, because that's the only father you're going to have. So you better work it out. You better get over it. And I didn't understand that at the time, but as a grown up, as a parent myself, I just applaud her for that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because she was just like, wow. Yeah. Because if I'm going, he ain't this, he ain't that, what does that say about me? And I can't run him. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
you always say, yep. Like, so I feel like my dad, like, I had my little rebellious phase. I always say, I guess I was looking for a struggle that I didn't have, but I wanted to struggle in life.
Right.
And as you get older, you really just understand where they were coming from and what it was, and just really you give grace, and you understanding, and everything just changes in you.
Yeah.
But you had that moment in your life where where you're starting to come to yourself, so you want to pick a struggle within yourself, and want to be like, well, you ain't this, you ain't that, and even though, like I said, somebody go upside your head.
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, like, you better get it together real quick.
Yeah. Because I think everybody want a story. Everybody want a story. My second child, she had a little incident here about last year sometime, and she left home. And she was creating a narrative like it's a story. Like, I'm like, ma'am, you ain't been through no struggle.
Yeah.
You done had the platter handed to you. You ain't been through no struggle, so you ain't gonna lie and tell these people you done been on the streets. Girl, hush. You ain't been on no streets.
Creating a whole story.
Tell the whole story.
Because life gonna teach you struggle. You just hold on.
And see, that was another thing I understood when I was younger, and me and my sister would get out of pocket, and my mother would say, I do too much. I do too much. When she would just be at the end of her rope. And I never understood. I'm like, what you mean you do too much? Like, what are you even talking about?
Right.
But as you get older, and you buying people clothes, and you buying people cars, and you're spending money for people's basketball and trips, and then somebody gets out of pocket, and you be like, oh no, I do too much.
Exactly.
For your little mouth right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to karate chop you in the top of the head.
Yeah.
I do way too much for you to have any kind of attitude with me. You don't know how good you have it. And that was another thing. When I got older, I was like, oh, that's what that means.
Yeah. I agree.
Like, did not know what worry even looked like, and thought I had a worry.
Listen, if I could go back, I was just thinking about that the other day. If I could go back, I would go back to probably about the age of 10. 10. Give me about 10. I go back and I change a lot of things, but because you never know the sacrifices that your parents put up behind.
Right.
You don't know. I know my mom sacrificed a lot, and she was a single mom, 4 kids, 2 girls, 2 boys, and that lady sacrificed and worked and walked and went without eating.
And what they had to do to get you on those trips and put clothes in your back and for you to eat, just all those little things. I said things you needed for school, other expenses you didn't even know were expenses that they were doing.
Right.
And I can imagine the parents now with little kids knowing, what you got to buy for school. And, now we can have technology in school. Now they have to have cell phones for school. You have to have that. That's a necessity.
Chromebooks. That's on the school list.
That's on the school list.
Pencils and papers. It's like, you need a Chromebook that is 5G. Like, what?
It's crazy, but times have changed.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I'm people was talking about me back in the day when I had mine 18, 19. But listen, mine grown now. I'm okay. I just still do for them, as much as I can. But they grown, they work, But if you need me, I'm here.
Right.
Exactly. You like what? Say, babe, mama gotta have a life too.
Yeah.
but we never stop being parents.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because my two oldest kids, they're just my big babies. We never stop being parents.
I said exactly. Like I said, they always your babies at any age.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's so true.
It never changes. We just make sure to put ourselves in a position that if they need anything, we can help.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I said, you're there if they need help, but exactly. You have your life, but at the same time, like I said, believe me, like I said, mom or daddy ain't too far away.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And that's good to have. I just don't make me no grandma.
Hey, I'm a granddad. I got my little bouncing baby grandboy. Man, he's a trip.
Reed Houston, a grandpa.
Man, listen. And I don't understand. Like, the younger these kids get, the more they look and act like my dad. I think it's just his way of going, I'm not going nowhere. I'll be here forever.
Exactly. He's like, I'm still around.
You know what I mean? For real.
That's what's up.
For real.
So, Russ, what you got going on before we leave here?
Before we leave here, got something dropping soon I can't talk about, but I got that's coming. I said, what else am I doing? A couple more things got asked to do. About appearing on a couple of shows I'm still thinking about, because reality TV is just something I'm like, I don't know.
You like reality?
I'll say, because of course I'm friends with a lot of reality stars. It's the kind of the narrative they take. I don't know if I want to sell my soul for that. So it's just going back and forth, and just really, my thing is always just being my best self, and whatever comes, whatever I attract in life, it's still happening. So that's always my thing. Like we were talking about earlier, just, God-given gifts like me. I'm myself. I show up as myself. I don't chase an algorithm. Yeah. I'm not trying to do things that, that'll be look good. Like I said, no, my thing, I have the FTA movement. I live my life like that. Mm-hmm. So just really just being yourself attracts so much. It's just the power of being yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I have those things, and just really still putting it out there and attracting what comes. And, that's just been my life, and it's been wonderful.
That's what's up. You ever thought about switching from reality to like film and television? I'm asking because my agent, he called every time I talk to him. He like, you talk to Royce? I would love.
I do need to call him. I don't know why I'm so scared to do that. It's like it's something in myself that I have a fear, but it's like I know every actor, actress. Like I said, pretty much, like you said, I'm pretty much the celebrity.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna call him this weekend, because we had a great conversation. He still wants to, so I'm gonna give him a call.
Yeah, you should. He every time you talk, he has such a great look. He does. Personality as well, and talent.
Yeah, like I said, let him know. I said I will be calling you.
Okay, cool. What you got going on, Houston Perry?
Man, nothing. Going on vacation in about a week or so. We're gonna go up and visit family in Cincinnati. Then we're gonna go over to
going somewhere. Y'all just came from New Orleans.
We're gonna go over to DC, see all the monuments and all that. Go to the National Aquarium and just hang out. Just another little mini vacation. And then Bud's basketball season starts after that in August. So just working, travel, dad stuff, kid stuff.
Can I hold an eyewear though? That eyewear, man. Dope.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Go to Greenbrier Mall, food court. You're gonna see the kiosk. $5 all day. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got a plug too. Also, yeah. Hand me those sunglasses right there.
Now, if you go up there with $10 and you be like, man, give me the 3 for $10. Yeah. That's all I got. They'll give you those too. Yes. Because expensive, I learned a long time ago, expensive things do not look good on me. So the cheaper they are, the better they look on me for some reason. Still trying to figure that out. And
while we have eyewear lights, I do want to just shout out my friends at Hive. They actually have a Royce frame.
Nice.
Ooh. These are the Royce frame. These are my sunglasses.
Nice.
So I used to go to HiveLife.com. I said check them. Well, they're sold out right now, but they'll be back in stock.
Okay.
Thank you, my supporters. I appreciate you. But yeah, these are the Royce sunglasses.
Royce sunglasses. Well, Hive.com.
Yes, HiveLife.com. But I'm still getting those Houston guys because I like those.
Hey, Greenbrier Mall, bro. Greenbrier Mall. You know where it is. Don't play with me. You know where it is.
I know where it is.
Greenbrier got the best little stuff though. That and South DeKalb.
Yeah, but you good at South DeKalb because you know how to fight. So I was gonna say if you don't know how to fight, don't go to South DeKalb Mall. Don't do that.
I stay in South DeKalb now.
Nicole Crump is good though, so she good with them hands.
Nicole Crump will stump you.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is if you make her take them shoes off, run. That's all I'm gonna say.
So ignorant.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Silly. I don't bother nobody. But
no, you don't. You do not.
I said she don't, but you bothered her. I said she can finish it.
Right, that's what I'm saying, Royce. She is not a starter, but she is the strongest finisher I've ever seen in my life. Okay.
Y'all so silly.
I'm just saying.
So silly. Well, we about to wrap up though, right, Mike? We about to wrap up here. Yeah, we about to wrap up. All right. We had a good show. We had a great show. Sasha, we miss you.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, we do.
I think she gonna be out all month because she vacationing all month. She got a lot going on.
Have us back. You know
so we got takeovers.
Yeah, come on.
all month. Got a takeover coming on the 29th. I won't be here for the takeover because that's my birthday weekend.
Okay.
I'm gonna be white girl wasted somewhere. In America, you hear me?
Okay. All right.
But yeah, y'all check me out though. I have a la carte coming, making good, produce a la carte on All Black. Check me out on BMF, the series, season 3.
Rap-ish?
Rap-ish.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Rap-ish. Actually they filming season 3 in Miami right now. But a lot going on. I am revamping my fedora line too, so I'm trying to get that underway. I made some moves yesterday regarding my fedora line, so I may need a couple nice looking models. Royce in Houston.
You got Bud over there.
Got Bud over there too.
Bud, he's so adorable, man. I can't believe. I mean, kids just be growing up like he was little bitty when I met you, little bitty. Yeah. But Sasha, we miss you. Are you in the comments, boo? Is she still here? She laughing and giggling. She'd agreed on some stuff. She traveling. I think it's her father's birthday. Is it, Sasha? Cool, Shout out to Mr. Carl Johnson. Happy birthday, Mr. Carl Johnson. Sasha, are you on here, boo? And after that, we just got a lot going on. But yeah, we miss you, girl. Miss your little goofy laugh in here and stuff. And Michael McFadden, shout out to you. Cool. Well, thank y'all for coming in and
thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Hosting with me while Sasha do her thing.
Anytime.
Thank you. Y'all check out Off the Script. Again, we are doing the month of July as the takeover, so we will have a different co-hosts and hosts coming in. But thank y'all for tuning in to Off the Script at Power 108.9.